This is the Roulette Master, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe by hitting the red subscribe button in the lower right hand corner. Also ring that bell for notifications because I have new content releasing every single day of the week at 9 a.m. For today's method, this is a modification of Roulette Lenny is a Genius by JJ Trader, and it is amazing. It's been a while since we came out with the first Roulette Lenny is a Genius video, and I'm still getting modifications on it. That just shows you how good it is that people love it so much that they're still trying to find little ways to make it even better. And I'm going to show you what his modification is today. Lenny has talked in the past about how important it is that when you're in session profit that you start over. And again, I'll go over what the method is for those of you seeing it for the first time. But this is a modification for what you do when you get in trouble. So you need to know both sides. When you're doing well, you have to know when you're in session profit to restart. But I'll show you what this is today. It's a modification for when you get in trouble with this system. So again, it's 2 up, 1 down is Lenny's system, and he has at least the one that hit last in the sequence. So you could put $10 on first 12 and third 12 to start out. And again, with every loss, we're going to go up 2, and then with every win, we're going to go back 1. And so we're up $10. We're going to have 10 on the first 12, 10 on the third 12. Okay, we got another win. Now we're up 20. And before I tell you about the modification, I want to go over exactly what I mean by the session profit. Basically, it just means that the highest point that you get to, we're up $20 right now. Say we hit a losing streak and we get down a bunch. We need to get back up to $20, and once we do, even if we're not back to $10, we're going to go back to the $10 original bet. So I hope I said that right. I'll say it one more time. So 2 up, 1 down is the system. You can see we lost there on that one. So we go up 2. And we had bet 10 on each, so we'll go from 10 to 20 to 30. And let's bet first 12 and second 12. Because these are $10 units, so we went up 2. And so we have to get back up to $20 session profit. And when we do, we can go back to 10 again. So in this case, we would go back 1 to from 30 to 20. But since we're actually already in session profit, you could go back to 10. Hope you understand that part. I'll go over it again here in a little bit. But I want to go over the modification for this video next. And let's do first and third. Make sure to always include the 12 that hit last. So if we were just doing strictly 2 up, 1 down, we'd still be at 20, but we went back to 10 because we're in session profit. So now we're up $40, and if we went on a losing streak now, we'd have to, if we got up to 40 and we weren't back to the $10 starting fund, we could start back at 10. So I just wanted to go over that one more time. And let's take third 12 and first 12, or actually third and second. We're up $40. So you always want to remember the most that you're up. Now let's go into the modification. And again, this was the modification is for when things go bad, which we haven't had yet. We're up $50. But I'll explain what it is in case we don't get there. But right now we're still on $10 bets. So his modification is that when you get over 20 units for the total bet, that you switch from 2 up, 1 down to 2 up, 2 down. So let's see what we did on that last one. We won. We're still at 10. So we wouldn't need to do that at this point. And Let's go 30. We'll go first and third. We're up $60. So remember too, always what's the most you're up. So now if we went on a losing streak, we'd have, if we got back up to 60, we could start over at 10. But now we need to go up because we lost that one. So let's go to 30. And hopefully I'll have a little bit of a bad run here so I can show you the modification in detail. So there's 30. And then let's put 30 on second 12. Remember we got up to that 60 point. Okay, but we won there, and we're in session profit again, so we would start back at 10 again, even though it is 2 up, 1 back. And let's take third 12 and first. But when you use the system and things get out of hand, you can easily get up to 20 unit bets, which is $200. And now we're up to 80. And when that happens, JJ is saying that if you stick with 2 up, 1 down, you can really get in trouble, and it can just keep getting worse and worse until you have good luck. But if you switch to 2 up, 2 down, you don't go up as high in the bets. For instance, if you were at $200 and you won one, you'd be at 190 normally, but with his modification, you'd be back at 180. So it just keeps your bets a little bit more under control. And you can see we won that last one, so we're still at 10. And let's do third and first. We're up $90, so that becomes our new point to remember for session profit. Okay, so now we'll go to 30 each, and we'll pick the one that hit last. Then I usually put it on the one that hasn't hit recently. Remember, we got up to 90 though. And we won. So we got over 90, so we're in session profit again. And second 12, which hit last, and then third 12. But yeah, we're going all the way back to 10 because we're in session profit. And that does keep you also further away from the 20 unit bet. That's really important to remember. But remember, we're at 110 now, so when it comes to our next session profit, if we had a bad run, we have to remember what we got up to. And we're at 10 each now. But obviously people love Lenny's system when used properly because I just keep getting more and more modifications, and that's a good sign. That means people don't want to let it go. They want to keep with it, and that's pretty cool. So now we're on first and third. We're up 120. Okay, now we'll go to 30, and let's include second and third. And what I'm going to do here in a minute, if we don't work our way up, I'm just going to go ahead and go up to there to show you what the modification is in detail. Okay, we lost that one, so we're going up anyway. So now we go up 2 again. So again, up 2 on losses, back 1 on wins until you get to the 20 units. And that was 30 apiece, so now we're at 50 each. And we're going to go first and third. Okay, so now we won that one, but we're not in session profit. So that means at this point we would only go 1 back. So that's why it's always good to remember we were at 110. So this next one we would just go 1 back, and you see that last bet that we won was at 50, so we only go to 40 now. And then let's do third and second. And then if we win this one, we'll be in session profit. And then I'm going to jump on up there as if we had been losing for a while if I need to. And we actually lost there at 40, so we go to 60 now. We might be going up there Anyway, so let's go 60 each on first 12 and second. Okay, but we're still not in session profit, so we won at 60, so that means we go back to 50. And we'll go first and third for 50. And we lost at 50, so now we go to 70, again up 2. And so we'll go second and third for 70. Now we're down $30 total, but that's just because we haven't got a win here yet. Okay, we won at 70, but we're still far from that 110 session profit. So you look at it, we had 70 each, so that means we go back to 60. And second and third. But this is good because now I can show you both of those strategies in detail. Now we're up 100, so we have to go one more time. We won those at 60 each, so now we're at 50. And be second 12 and first 12 for 100 total dollars. Okay, and now we're in session profit again. So you would go back to $10, but I'm going to go ahead and jump on up there. And he said 20 total units. So actually, that would be when you get to 100. I'm sorry, that'd be when you get to 100 each, 20 total units. So let's just go there right now. 100 on second 12 and 100 on first 12. So we'll assume that we lost enough to get up to 100, which can happen easily. So that's 10 units each, or 20 total units. You got a $200 bet. And he says if you lose, JJ says if you lose here, you go back, you start going 2 up, 2 down until you get back below the 20 total units. So in that case, we won. So if you win at 100 each, you would just drop, you would once you get below that, you would go 1 back again if you needed, if you weren't in session profit. So if you're in session profit now, you would go back to $10. If you were not in session profit, you would go back to 90. However, if we were at still over at 100 or over, we'd go back 2. So let's see here. But for in this case, we're at 90, so we're going to be on first and third. But if we get back over 100 again, 100 units, 20 units or $100 total bet on each, then we'll go 2 up, 2 back. But you can see we won at 90 there, so we'd be back at 80. And 80 on each. Okay, so we lost there. That's assuming I wasn't in session profit, so we had to keep going. Otherwise, you'd go back to $10. But just to kind of show you, let's bump it up a little more since I won that one. And say you were at 120 on each, and you still weren't in session profit, obviously. You'd be in his modification is you'd be in 2 up, 2 down, not 2 up, 1 down. So we lost there. We would go 2 up. So that would mean we were at 120, so you'd be at 140. And I had to kind of do it this way just to kind of show you, because I couldn't get that many losses in such a short video. Okay, 140. So now we would go back, instead of going to 130, if we weren't in session profit, we would go back to 120. So hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments. I know it gets a little bit confusing, but once you get the hang of it, it'll seem pretty simple to you. Okay, we got another win at 120, so then we'd go back to 100. And again, at any of these times, if you're in session profit again, you go back to $10. Always remember that. That's Lenny's #1 rule. But I like JJ's modification here, that once you get over 20 total units, you switch to 2 up, 2 down. It just keeps you from getting up thousands and thousands of dollars in trouble. With this system, you can recover from that if you have a large enough bankroll, but I like the idea of not having to recover quite as much, and that's what this modification does for you. So you can see on that last one, we bet 120 each. We won 120, so that would take us back to 100 because we're still on 2 up, 2 down. And let's do first and second. And then if I were to get a win here, I'd go back to 2 up, 1 down if I wasn't in session profit. So I think the whole thing is understanding whether you're in session profit or not, and that's the biggest thing when you play this system, is keeping track of what's the highest that you've got up to before that, and once you get back there, knowing that you're back there so you can go back to the $10 bet, and then obviously this new modification here. So you can see on that last one we bet 100 each, we won. So now we could go, if we weren't in session profit, you could just go back to 2 up, 1 down, or $90. And then, of course, if you lose, you go back to 110, and then all of a sudden now that's 220 total bet, and you're back in 2 up, 2 down again. So that's I hope you understand that. If you don't, please leave me some comments, but leave me comments too if you like this modification by JJ Trader. Obviously, Lenny's rule is always great to remember as well. It's actually absolutely necessary so that you don't get it out of control, is remembering where your session profit is. So I know I've gone over that a bunch of times, but it's just so important. I think I have to. So let me know what you think about this one. If you have a system you'd like to send in, please send it in. I would love to showcase it on the channel. Or if you have a modification of one of these strategies, I would love to showcase it on the channel. Let me know. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit the red subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Also ring that bell for notifications, because I have new content releasing every single day of the week at 9 a.m. This is the Roulette Master, and have a great day.